World Sport now from the BBC with me, Colm Harrison. Coming up in the next 10 minutes, we'll reflect on the draw for the quarter-finals of the European Champions League. We'll look ahead to the deciding T20 international between India and England and hear from the Wales Rugby Union coach as they bid to complete a Six Nations Grand Slam. All of that to come, but first, the FIFA President Gianni Infantino has asked for compromise and solidarity between South America's national confederations and clubs in Europe and North America in order to find a way to hold CONMEBOL's World Cup qualifiers. The games scheduled for this month were cancelled because COVID-19 quarantine restrictions, especially in Europe, prevented the players from travelling.
We are, as I said, very saddened about the situation. Our plea to the government in France, to the other governments in Europe, in the rest of the world, but of course in Europe mainly because most of the players from around the world are playing in Europe, is to foresee exemptions as it was the case in October and November, again provided of course the protocols are in place, and the protocols are in place. We had some successful tests, so to say, in October and November with less than 0.5% of positive cases. So, we have to do whatever we can to protect national team football. But we need as well to respect decisions of governments who take these decisions also not easily, and to protect the health of their citizens. We need to respect that as well.
The draw for the quarter-finals of the UEFA Champions League was made on Friday. The holders Bayern Munich will face Paris Saint-Germain, the team they beat in last season's final. Bayern are unbeaten in the competition since the start of last season, with 18 wins and 1 draw from 19 games played. They look to be the team then to avoid in the draw, but French football reporter Loic Tonzi says PSG will relish the chance to make amends for their defeat in last season's final.
In the dressing room, the players and the staff, they are not really disappointed because when you speak with the player, they want to show everybody that the final last year was not just something lucky for the club because of the final 8, because of the new way of the competition was playing in Portugal. The club, they all want to show Europe that they can do much bigger and they can win against the European champion. So not really disappointed. They are a bit more disappointed that the fact if they win the quarterfinal, they will play Manchester City maybe or Dortmund. Manchester City may be one of the favorites in the Champions League. If they win in the semi-final, they have to win maybe Real Madrid. So to win the competition, it's something really hard now for them.
Another heavyweight clash, super heavyweight perhaps, Real Madrid against Liverpool, the champions of 2018 and 2019 respectively, who've won the trophy 19 times between them. English Premier League leaders Manchester City will face Borussia Dortmund, with City manager Pep Guardiola admitting that he'll need to do some homework.
Privileged to be in the last 18, so I didn't see much in this season because we don't have time here in England to watch other competitions, but in this international break we'll have time to see them. But Dortmund always is a really good team.
And the remaining quarter-finals between the 2012 champions Chelsea and two-time winners Porto. Here's the Chelsea head coach Thomas Tuchel.
First of all, I'm happy that we play an international game and not against the English team, because Champions League is about that. As I always prefer to play against teams from other countries. Then we have a second leg at home, which feels good to start an away game and have maybe the slight advantage of finish at home. The only thing we focus is on to reach the semi-final, and we are self-confident enough that we see our chances.
Well, there's much more on the quarter-final draw and indeed the semi-final draw on the BBC Sport website. Meanwhile, the draw for the quarter-finals of the Europa League was also made. That looks like this: Granada versus Manchester United, Arsenal against Slavia Prague, Ajax versus Roma, and Dinamo Zagreb against Villarreal. Staying with football, some results for you from around Europe from Friday night. In the English Premier League, Fulham missed a chance to move out of the relegation zone after losing 2-1 at home to Leeds, with Rafinha scoring the winner for the visitors. In Spain, Real Betis beat Levante 2-0 to move up to 6th in the Primera Liga. In Germany, Marcel Sabitzer scored the only goal of the game as RB Leipzig won at Arminia Bielefeld to move to within a point of the leaders Bayern Munich. In Italy, Genoa came from behind to win 2-1 at Parma. And in France, Monaco won 4-0 at Saint-Etienne and they're now just 4 points behind the leaders Lille. On to cricket, and Afghanistan beat Zimbabwe in the second T20 International in Abu Dhabi on Friday to clinch the series with one match to spare. Afghanistan batted first after winning the toss, and Karim Janat top scored with 53 as they made 193 for 5 from their 20 overs. In reply, Zimbabwe were bowled out for 148 as Afghanistan won by 45 runs with nearly 3 overs to spare. The third and final match of the series is on Saturday. Also on Saturday, it's the fifth and deciding T20 International between India and England in Ahmedabad. The England fielding coach Paul Collingwood says it's the perfect series finale ahead of a T20 World Cup in India later this year.
It's how you play on the day. You have one opportunity. It would be great. It would be great confidence booster for all the players to play against such a high quality side in their home backyard. To win the series. So, there's a lot of excitement around to have the chance to do it. A 5-match series to go 2-2 in the series and then have one game as a decider is perfect for everyone. And obviously, we would have loved to have been well ahead, but it's not the case. But we can get a lot of positives out of this last match.
Elsewhere, the first one-day international between New Zealand and Bangladesh is underway in Dunedin. Bangladesh are batting first after New Zealand won the toss. They're 23 for 2 in the 6th over. Rugby Union Six Nations Championship could be decided on Saturday. Wales will take the title and complete the Grand Slam in the process if they beat France in Paris. A French win, though, would keep alive their hopes of taking the title if they also beat Scotland in a match rearranged for next Friday after last month's outbreak of COVID-19 in the French squad. Wales, though, are looking to complete a second Grand Slam in 3 years on Saturday, and head coach Wayne Pivac says his squad have the big game experience to pull it off.
It's finally come now and we can openly talk about what's at stake. And, we're very lucky that in our changing room, I think we're going to have 14 of the starting 15 that have won a Grand Slam before. And certainly there's plenty on the bench that have as well and plenty in the management. So there's a lot of experience to call on in these situations, which, is a good place to be, really.
On to horse racing and the 9-1 shot. Manila Indo, ridden by Jack Kennedy, won the Gold Cup on the final day of the Cheltenham National Hunt Festival. A Plus Tard, with Rachel Blackmore on board, was second to complete a notable 1-2 for trainer Henry de Bromhead. Meanwhile, despite her second place in the Gold Cup, Blackmore ended the week as the festival's champion jockey with 6 wins.
It's incredible. The Booker rides I had coming over here was very, very good. But at the same time, you're just hoping one of them can win. And to be leaving with 6 is just phenomenal. I'm extremely lucky to be riding for the likes of Willie Mullins and Henry de Bromhead. And he had a 1-2 in the Gold Cup, won 3 championship races. It's incredible.
Some tennis news, and Lloyd Harris will face Aslan Karatsev in a surprise lineup for Saturday's final of the Dubai Championship. Both will be looking to win their first ATP Tour titles. South African qualifier Harris, who's ranked 81 in the world, came from a set down to beat the number 3 seed Denis Shapovalov in the semi-finals, while Russian wildcard Karatsev beat his doubles partner and number 2 seed Andrei Rublev, also in 3 sets. And finally, the former chief doctor for British Cycling and Team Sky has been permanently struck off the medical register. Last week, Richard Freeman was found guilty of ordering the banned substance testosterone back in 2011, knowing or believing that it was to help a rider commit a doping offence. And that, for now, is your latest world sport from the BBC.